They always said I'm wrong for what they doing today. I think they want me gone, but I ain't going away. They told me I was wrong, but look at my ass today. Da 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 da.
Yo guys, what's going on? This is the NFL Final Score. I'm AC. Tim couldn't make it. He had some family stuff going on, so I'm going to be bringing it to you. Cleveland 14, Jacksonville 10. A bad team beats a worse team. Nothing else to say here. Really boring game. Detroit 49, Carolina 35. Two high-powered offenses in this one. Matt Stafford going for 5 touchdowns, and I don't think he had any interceptions. That's pretty incredible. And, you know, the defense is holding down Carolina, who actually showed a lot of offensive promise, and Cam Newton, you know, kept it moving out there today. Green Bay 35, Tampa Bay 26. The Packers continue their dominance, improving to 10-0 on the season. I don't see anyone who can stop these guys if they keep going like this. It's just week after week they just beat everybody that they play. It's unbelievable. It's incredible to watch. They're headed for another Super Bowl, you can tell. Miami 35, Buffalo 8. Here's a story of two different teams in the past couple of weeks. Buffalo losing their past 4 games in a row, and the Dolphins come out of nowhere and win 3 in a row. I don't know how you explain that one, but a very dominating performance out there today by Matt Moore and the Miami Dolphins. I don't know how many times you could have said that this season. Raiders 27, Vikings 21. The Raiders defense does just enough to hold off the Vikings in this one. Not much else to say. Cowboys 27, Redskins 24. This was overtime game. This was a fun game to watch. The resilient Cowboys slid past the Redskins in overtime. You wouldn't expect this with Tony Romo and all the talk about how he's not that great in the clutch and everything, but you know what? They got it done today, so it speaks for itself. And they're making a statement as to why they could definitely be a playoff team. Dallas, that is. The Ravens 31, Bengals 24. I don't get Baltimore anymore. I don't understand it. They beat the Bengals, who are 6-4 on the season, or were 6-3 on the season, and they lose to teams, or they almost lose to teams like the Arizona Cardinals, and they do lose to teams like the Jacksonville Jaguars. I can't tell whether these guys are a really legitimate playoff contender right now, solely for the fact that they're so inconsistent. It's baffling to me. But anyway, they got a solid win today over the Bengals. Seahawks 24, Rams 7. Another bad team beats another worse team. Nothing else to say. 49ers 23, Cardinals 7. The 49ers are at 9-1. I don't know who saw that coming at the beginning of the season. I sure didn't. But I mean, Kevin Kolb was again out for this week, so John Skelton, or I forget his first name, but I know his last name is Skelton. He made a fool out of the Eagles defense last week, and you know, once he goes up against a real defense like the 49ers, doesn't do much anything. Threw 3 picks in this one, and they're unable to get anything going against the 49ers. Falcons 23, Tennessee 17. They do just enough to stay ahead of the Titans, and you know, two pretty much mediocre teams this season. Falcons aren't looking super great, but they did enough to get past the Titans today. Chicago 31, San Diego 20. Despite a huge game out of Vincent Jackson, 165 receiving yards, and I believe 2 or 3 touchdowns out of Vincent Jackson. They continue to struggle late in games. The Chargers cannot seem to finish out games like this, and important games like this against teams like the Bears. They just can't seem to get it done when it really, really matters, and that's tough to say, because they're a really talented team, and they look like a good franchise at the beginning of the year. But Phillip Rivers, I don't know what's going on with him, but he's costing me some fantasy points, and he had 2 touchdowns and 2 interceptions in this game, and he just can't seem to get it done, and their whole team just seems to shut down towards the late stages of the game. I don't get it. Going back to Thursday Night Football, this is a game that I saved for last because everybody knows about it already. Denver 17, Jets 13. I want to make it clear that I'm not yet on the Tim Tebow bandwagon, but this guy just finds ways to win. I don't know how he does it because the Jets are a solid team. They have a good defense, and Tebow led, I believe it was a 95-yard drive at the end of the game, and just found a way to win. He continues to do that week after week, and while he's not, I don't consider him a very good quarterback in this league, but he's a good player, and he really he plays with so much emotion, and it looks like he wants to win more than anybody else out there. So I guess you got to give him credit where credit's due. That's the NFL final score. We'll see you guys next week.
Run, go tell your mammy I'm mean on the mic like Kanye at the Grammys. I gotta sell, listen, understand me. Everything in barcode, go ahead and scan me. Is the beat there yet?